Hi everyone, I'm Joey with Part-Time Pro Photo, and in this video I'm reviewing the DJI SPARK drone. We'll talk about how good it flies, how easy it is to control, and of course video quality. Right into it, the DJI SPARK is a very good drone. The camera is excellent, and when paired with the radio remote, controlling the drone is amazing and easy and so much fun. The stories you've heard and seen are all true. This is probably the best beginner drone out there, hands down. It's slightly more than you want for a beginner drone, but at the same time, it's everything you want from a beginner drone and more. All right, you want a beginner drone to be easy to control, but also you want to have some automatic self-flying capabilities or abilities. For beginners, the best thing about the Spark is the automatic return home option. No matter how far away or if you lose sight of the drone, just click on the come back home option and it will come back home to you, or where the home point is set. Well, actually, when you hit the come back home button or return home button, it starts beeping. It's kind of an annoying beep. It literally will just beep the entire time, and it sounds like beep, 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 only really annoying. But it's probably good because it's for the safety reasons. It lets people know that there's going to be incoming flight and something incoming, and not a missile or something, but just something's coming, and to look up and see, make sure it's not landing on your head. All right, another great quality of the Spark is its size, well, and how loud it is. Well, or rather, how loud it isn't. It's pretty quiet, and the small size makes it look like a toy. But that's a good thing, especially to the people that aren't familiar with drones and might be scared, especially when compared to its brother, the larger one, the DJI Mavic, or even the Phantom flying around. The DJI Spark will not scare anybody. Those two will attract much more attention to you than the Spark, and depending on the area where you're flying, you may or may not want all that attention. Sometimes you gotta be low key. All right, okay. Flying controls. First, the hand gesture controls about the Spark. I know you've heard about them, and that was actually one of the things I thought about when I purchased the Spark. I was like, oh, I don't want to always have to whip out the remote control. I can just use it for a great selfie camera. But no, don't do that. Your drone is going to fly away and crash, and it will probably hurt someone at some point if you're just going with the hand gestures. There really isn't. They're just not very good. You could probably, even if you could get them to work about 80% of the time, that's 20% of the time where they're not working, and 20% of the time where it's going to crash into the walls or trees or just fly away, or worse, hurt someone and maybe, yeah, do damage. So it's not really worth it to use the hand gestures that often. Just don't waste your time. And then there's the option to control it with your cell phone. Yeah, that's fun as a toy. Maybe if you just want to fly it around in a park, sort of in 20 to 30, 40 feet, but even still, you don't really get to control. It's not very good controls. It doesn't feel like you're in control of the drone. Spend the extra $100, get the remote, and really get the most out of the DJI Spark. You can fly it for about 2 kilometers, and that's with the remote, and I'm sure that's with perfect conditions if you're in an open field with nothing obstructing you, and definitely no weird magnetic fields. But it's really further than you think it is, and it's actually pretty far, even on windy days, and that's another thing. With not perfect conditions, you can still probably get further than, you can still, actually, I know this, you can definitely fly further than your eyes can see the drone, and it'll be out of your actual line of sight, which you're not supposed to do, but whatever. You can get it pretty far and definitely pretty high and lose sight of it, and that's actually part of the fun. Well, if the Mavic is a 10 for control and stability, so say the DJI Mavic Pro is like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10 for control and stability, which is actually pretty true, then the Spark is definitely a good 7, or actually closer to a good 8 when it comes to control and stability, depending on how windy it is. The Spark isn't as good or powerful in the wind as the Mavic, and obviously compared to the Phantom, no, because the propeller blades and the motors are not strong, but it definitely will hold its position in actually pretty strong wind gusts no matter what. So I really wouldn't worry about it. If you're paranoid, just don't fly it out too far. Battery life. I know DJI says 16 minutes was rated for each of the batteries, but in reality that means 10 to 12 minutes. Basically, you want to have at least 3 batteries if you want to have any fun flying around. 3 batteries totals about a good half hour flying the drone. Sure, you have to stop every 10 minutes, but you still feel pretty satisfied with the outing at about 3 batteries versus say 1 battery or 2 batteries, where it's like 1 battery and done, 2 batteries. But 3 batteries, I feel pretty good after about 30 minutes of flying, and I got my time's worth. Oh yeah, and the camera. This is actually a great 1080p HD camera. The sensor in the DJI Spark is the same sensor in the DJI Mavic Pro. It doesn't do everything, but that's just because DJI holds it back. They sort of limit it just for price segmentation. They can't have the same camera in their much cheaper drone. So, but the camera is 12 megapixel photos and good steady HD 1080p footage. Now the photos are JPEG, so you don't have the option to shoot RAW files, and there aren't any video profiles, so you can't shoot flat video like you can with a Mavic and then have super flexibility color grading. Still, if you throw on an ND filter and get your exposure right, you can create some amazing video footage with the DJI Spark, and you might just need to actually be a good photographer and know your settings. If you know your settings and you can watch it on the screen, you can get pretty close to where you need it to be and just fix it later, or actually you can burst photo and just change the exposures and work with that. You should be pretty good as far as the 1080p on the video. Obviously, you're not going to be delivering 4K with that. You could upsize it, but it's not the same. Still, why get a Spark over a Mavic Pro? Well, honestly, it's kind of more fun. It feels smaller and you can stay low-key with it. It's harder to be low-key with the Mavic Pro, and impossible to, it's actually impossible to be pretty low-key with the Phantom model as well. So because it's a giant, especially compared to the palm-sized DJI Spark. And now price. Realistically speaking, we're talking about $700 for a good DJI Spark kit. Actually, I was looking at it today, and realistically speaking, we're talking brand new $600 or just under $600 on Amazon, and that includes the remote and a few batteries versus a good $1,200 Fly More Mavic Pro kit and a few batteries. Now, you either think that's a small jump. Well, actually, it's double pretty much. So it's $600 versus $1,100. So, but you either think that's a small jump or you think it's double the price, which it almost is. Either way, the DJI Spark is a great drone. All right? All right. Oh, all right. That's it for me on this today. That was smooth, wasn't it? I know. Sorry. All right. If you have any questions about the DJI Spark or anything else, write it down in the comments. If you want to keep up with all of my quick reviews and videos, click on that subscribe button. And if you want to purchase this drone, I'll leave a link for you down in the description below. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Thank you. Whew. Bye 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 bye. Yeah, just kidding. Still here. But bye bye.